Let's begin by defining meditation. For some reason, we don't really do this. We don't really talk about what meditation is. Instead, we have all these loosey-goosey floating interpretations of meditation. Meditation is a state of being, and it has three qualities. You need to have all three of these qualities to be in a state of meditation. These qualities are awareness, acceptance, and relaxation. Awareness is about having a bird's eye view about our own life. It is detaching from ourselves and creating a healthy distance, a healthy de-identification with who we are and what we are doing, so we can perceive ourselves a little bit more objectively. When we bring awareness to ourselves, there are three components that we can look at. The first is the physical body. So it is what we are physically feeling. Are we tense? Are we sore? Are we relaxed? So looking at the body and what it is doing. The next is the emotional component. Are we feeling sad, happy, neutral, mad? What is going on at an emotional level? And finally, there's the mental layer. So what are the thoughts going on inside of our head? When we bring this objective view, we start to have awareness of ourselves. I'll give you a quick example. Actually, yesterday, I was in a car accident in New York City. I was riding in a taxi cab and we got hit from behind. The moment that I got hit, because I've practiced this a lot, I tried to bring awareness to what was happening with me. We got hit and I felt physically the jolt of energy hit my lower back. Felt myself move forward. I tried to check in what was going on with my body. Okay, I had a little bit of soreness in my lower back, but I was uninjured. I was okay. Then I looked at my emotions. I was like, what am I feeling? So the first is shock. So I felt surprise. And then I started to notice I was feeling some fear and some anger. Okay, great. So this is where I'm at on an emotional layer. And then I looked at my thoughts. My thoughts immediately went to, oh my God, I'm gonna be late. Do I have to get another taxi? What's gonna happen? Are we in a serious car accident? So this is where the mind went. The mind starts to immediately perceive reality and create narratives and stories, interpretations, evaluations of what is happening. So this is what bringing awareness is to the three layers of our body, the physical, the emotional, and the mental, is just to understand this is happening to us. We can also have outward awareness, so we can really understand what's happening outside of ourselves in our environment. To do that, we have senses. So we can see with our eyes, we can hear with our ears, we can smell and taste. These are all the perceptions we have that bring us information about the outside world. We step outside, it's a sunny day, so I feel the warmth on my skin. A breeze comes in, it's cold, I can feel that again. Having awareness outside of ourselves of the situation is being tuned into these senses and understand what's happening as we move out. I'm currently in a mentorship program for nature connection, and part of that program we do animal tracking. So it's literally getting out in the forest and tracking animals as they're moving through the forest. And to do that, one needs to have incredible awareness of the environment. It is stretching outwards with our senses. So I'm listening to the birds to understand what they're communicating to each other. I'm looking down at the mud to see where the tracks are, where I might see feces. We can understand how an animal might move. It puts us tremendously outside of ourselves, so we can be aware of the environment. So awareness is the heightened ability to remove ourselves from being enmeshed in our own feelings and thoughts and understand what's happening inside and outside of ourselves. The second component is acceptance. Acceptance is all about receiving something without judgment. So if there is a stimulus, something occurs, it's a fact. We will have an interpretation of it, we will have a feeling about it. And the more we accept, the more we neutralize our response, our reaction, our instinct to that stimulus, to that event. So if we talk about the car accident I was in, that happened. It's a fact. How I relate with that incident is, am I judging it or am I not judging it? Am I accepting it or am I resisting it? If I go into the stories and the stress and the drama and the fear and the anger, then I'm in some kind of conflict, in some kind of tension with reality. Reality happened. It doesn't give a shit how I feel. But I can really start to toggle with, am I able to feel this and process it and move beyond the event? Or am I getting stuck in this emotional strategy, in this mental strategy of being in resistance? So let's take the car accident yesterday in the taxi cab. The event occurred. It happened. Reality occurs. Now I can accept reality for what it is and adjust, or I can be in some kind of resistance or fighting this reality. When the shock occurred and the emotions come up, I can accept that I'm feeling fear, I can accept that I'm feeling anger, and I can accept that my mind is going into a stress state. I don't need to change it per se, because in the act of acceptance, those things melt away slowly. They kind of dissipate. But if I identify with the thought or identify with the emotion, I really cling to it, like this is my strategy, then I'm gonna be in a fight with reality. I'm gonna be trying to fight what's happening. The event occurred, I cannot change it. If I get pissed off, it's not gonna change the fact that the event occurred. If my mind goes into all this crazy control, it's not gonna change the fact that I'm gonna be late for my appointment. So am I gonna accept what happened or am I gonna fight it? Acceptance allows us to glide through life much more easily because we're really in full receptivity of what is happening in reality and not in a constant fight with it. The third component of meditation is relaxation, and we really miss this one a lot. The body really needs to be relaxed. If the body is tense, if the body is on, you're not going to be able to be in meditation. We need to let go. This is really a state of receptivity. So we need to be flowy, relaxed, and let it all go. When we carry this stress, when we carry this tension, it impacts our ability to make good decisions. We're constantly agitated and moving from a state of emotion. When we can relax, it allows our body a chance to allocate resources to other physiological processes. Relaxation, rest are really important. If you're not sleeping, cannot meditate your way out of poor rest and recovery. You really need to take care of your body. You really need to rest and sleep. Relaxation is vital to meditation. So for one last time, let's think about that example of the car accident I had yesterday. I was thankfully well rested. I'd slept well, I just came off vacation, so I was very relaxed, rested, so I was able to move through that incident without a lot of stress. But imagine if I'd only slept 2 or 3 hours, or had been a really stressful week at work. The chances of me freaking out are much higher, and the chances of me then regulating are lower. Just think about the last time you didn't sleep that much. Jet lag, all-nighter, had to wake up early. Did you notice that there are a lot more intrusive thoughts? That the mind is just constantly active, constantly going through all its operations again and again and again? When we are not rested and an event occurs, the chances of regulating and responding rationally are much less. We need rest to be at our best.